Latrobe Speedway Studio. Welcome to Ride Along Podcast.
Hey, Latrobe race fans, how you doing? Welcome to another exciting episode of the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Latrobe Speedway Podcast. We are getting ready for an exciting Saturday night, August 26th, of racing action. And early weather forecast tell us that it may be a beautiful weekend, which means let's pack them stands, let's pack them pits for another thrilling night of racing action at our beloved Latrobe Speedway. We had spoken with a couple drivers this week as potential guests. We certainly wanted to celebrate Marino Angelicchio's first ever victory, but I think him and his accountant are still counting the money that they won from the Ron Compton Memorial last Saturday night. So you know what? We're going to let him keep counting. And we thought, let's bring on our good buddy from West Newton, who truly is on the cusp of a Special Team Metals Modified Four Cylinders Points Championship for 2023. Let's hear it for our buddy Colton McNaney in the 51. Colton, welcome to the big show, buddy. Welcome to the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop. How's things going down there in, as JD called it, Snootin'?
Things are going pretty well. We're plugging away on the car and getting it ready for the weekend here. So,
any preparations any different this week than any other week, considering, and we're going to talk about this later on, this is a double points night for the Specialty Metals Mod 4 Cylinders at Latrobe. It's also the final night of points. We know the season has been completely catawampus with the weather and so on, but what's your mindset going into this week and the teams? Any different, any changes, adjustments, and preparations?
Everything's going to be just the same as it is every week. We're just changing a few things out that we know. Sometimes I guess you consider them a wear item, so we're just getting ahead of them, and so we don't have any problems this weekend, and just treat it like every other weekend.
Do you have any previous point championships in your back pocket, or is this just be a first for the McNaneys?
Last year we did get the points championship at Roaring Knob.
Okay. And congratulations on that. But I got to tell you, like I said, you're on the cusp. You are on the cusp of winning the points championship in the super competitive Latrobe Speedway Specialty Metals Modified Four Cylinders. And brother, that is saying something. Can you talk a little bit about the emotionality this week? The wife, the kids, the family, the team, the crew. I mean, what's your mindset here on this Wednesday evening? You know, we're going to be over at the Super Speedway in about 72 hours. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick. That's for sure. And we're like I said, we're pretty much treating it the same as any other week. We'll have our one day during the week where we wash the car and go over everything and make sure everything's the way it should be. And just like I said, we're changing a few wear and tear items, and besides that, we're trying not to make a big deal. It would be nice to get the points championship, but we're just happy to race at this point this season.
And that's an excellent kind of mindset to have. I'm focusing on the anxiety, if there is any. I'm trying to sense if there's any anxiety. It'd be in a double points night, you know. When you're sitting in the staging lanes ready to come out onto the speedway for qualifying, you know you want to have a good qualifying finish to get a good starting spot. So, but you seem really calm, cool, and collective. How about it?
Yeah, we try not to get too worked up about stuff. I mean, it is what it is. If something's gonna break, then something's gonna break. I mean, we're gonna do our best to prevent it, but at the end of the day, it's a bunch of parts doing what they weren't designed to do. So.
Very well, absolutely, very well said. Well, Dayton in the 7-Eleven came away with the victory last week. I think your point lead is about, I don't have them in front of me. I think you have about a 40 or a 50 point lead going in. So certainly comfortable, a little bit of cushion, but certainly no room for error. How about it?
Yeah, right. It's a 52 point lead right now, and I mean, it's one mistake away from disappearing. So it's taking one step at a time and hopefully continue to leap forward and finish it out.
How long you been doing this, Colton?
This will be our third season of racing. Yeah.
Okay. What's the future hold for the 51?
Nothing much different as of now. We're all pretty content on pushing these cars as hard as we can, and we're learning. I mean, we learn stuff all the time, so it's just a continuous learning curve, and until we have we have the resources, but we're having fun with what we're at, so we'll probably continue to do this for another few years.
And again, and again, an excellent mindset. We talk about the the expenses involved in racing, depending on where you're at and what level. And when you have the drive and the passion for this sport and to participate in it, you got to find that level that the family accountant will allow. And it certainly appears you're having a ball with the modified 4 cylinders, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we're having a blast, and there's definitely weeks. It has its ups and downs for sure. It's just the faster you want to go, the more money you got to spend, pretty much. So it doesn't get cheaper.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Colton away from the track. Tell us about the nannies. One thing about all of us here at Latrobe Speedway, what Dennis and Kathy have created is a family, and it's a family atmosphere. It's a family environment. We all work together. It's a great Saturday night, 4 or 5 hours of camaraderie. But we all like to learn about the drivers away from the track. Tell us a little bit about Colton McNaney away from the track.
Me and my wife actually just bought another house in May. We moved in towards the end of May, and we've been getting everything dialed into where we wanted it, along with work and racing in the schedule. And she's been very patient with me, as when Tuesday night rolls around and Saturday night, I'm nowhere to be found. And yeah, we've moved into the new house. Actually, my new garage just started being built yesterday here at the new house because all my stuff's still at the old house. But it's coming along. They should be finished up here tomorrow, and then hopefully be moved in by next week.
Wow, that's got to be exciting when you get new digs for the race car and a new place and new lighting, and you're probably really, really excited. So good for you, and congratulations on your successes and your achievements, not only on the track, but out there in your personal life. It sounds like things are going well for you and your wife, and we certainly want to wish you the best. And speaking of wishing you the best, the success that you've enjoyed, winning the track championship last year down at the Knob, and of course on the cusp this year of leaving Latrobe Speedway Saturday night as the 2023 Specialty Metals Modified 4-cylinder champion, I'm sure is due to a whole lot of time and effort by friends and family and corporate sponsors. This is a great time right now to go ahead and send out those thanks, those gracious thanks to your friends and family, and also gratitude towards your sponsors.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of time spent in the garage over the winter. This is another new car. We've built a car for every season, and it's continuously gotten better. But all winter, I got to thank my buddies Hunter, Buddy, Johnny, Tyler, and my dad. We knock it out in the garage every year, and it's a blast building cars. And then for the sponsors, we have Castle Service and Installation, RJ Heating and Air Conditioning, Alpha Motorsports, Pasternak Electric, Harris Auto Repair, Eat My Pork, TRC Performance, American Demo, JSC Customs, the Veterans Club of Wino, and the Welcome Back Podcast.
Very cool. Real quick, touch upon before we go. Tell us, you have one of the coolest wraps of any of the mod 4 cylinders, and tell us a little bit about what that's all about. Maybe share with the fans how that whole design and idea all came about.
So we've painted the last 2 cars the last 2 seasons, and they've turned out nice, and it's always gotten continuously better. So we wanted to really step our game up this season and top them all. And I had seen a picture of this, like a little piece of wrap for sale that had this digital print on it. And it really caught my eye. And I sent it to Mike Blazevich over at Blazevich Racing Decals. And he just went to work. I mean, I sent him just a little snippet, and it was even, I think it was red, what I sent him. And he went to work and changed the color and got all of our sponsors on the car. And I mean, man, he really put something together for sure. I kind of gave him free reign, sent him all the logos, and he got it done.
This is probably a little bit before your time, and I might even date myself, but there was a day that nobody would ever even come close to wanting any green in their race car, ever.
Yeah, we've
ever.
been
Now back in the 70s and 80s when Darrell Waltrip ran the Gatorade car.
We've heard quite a few stories about that.
I'm sorry, I kind of talked over you there.
Oh, you're good. There's a little delay, but we've heard that from quite a few people, and when we got into this, we had no idea about that, and it was just my favorite color. So we bought some spray paint and painted the car, and it just kind of stuck with us and became our brand.
Obviously, since you're wearing a green shirt for the as our guest tonight on the Joe's Body Shop and Towing podcast, so yeah, I guess we can tell where your color loyalties lie. Definitely, Colton. Well, listen, buddy, I very much appreciate. We very much appreciate you taking the time on this Wednesday evening to join us here in the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop. I know your grandma's coming over to visit, and so we kind of sped things up a little bit. Thank you to JD back in the studio for accommodating us and accommodating Colton. But Colton, I want to wish you, on behalf of everybody, the very best in your striving to win your first ever Latrobe Speedway championship here in the Specialty Metals Mod 4 Cylinders. There's a whole lot of competitors out there Saturday night that aren't going to make it easy for you. But the Mod 4 Cylinders certainly put on a great show, and Saturday night will be no exception as we will crown our 2023 Joe's Body Shop and Specialty Metals Modified 4 Cylinders point champion. Colton, you have a great evening. Tell Grandma we said hello from Joe's Body Shop and Towing, and looking forward to seeing you Saturday, buddy. God bless.
Thanks for having me.
Latrobe Speedway race fans, welcome back to the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop. Great having Colton McNaney. What a nice young man in the speed shop tonight, telling us a little bit about his preparations for this coming Saturday's double points night and final night of points for the Specialty Metals Modified 4 Cylinders. Certainly, hopefully you were at the track last week. If you were not, you missed another thrilling and exciting night on a smooth multi-groove surface that was pretty much used by these drivers. Every inch of that speedway was used, as we saw door-to-door, side-by-side, bumper-to-bumper racing all Saturday night. Dayton Hazlett, as we spoke of, was victorious in the Specialty Metals Modified 4 Cylinders. Brett Utera picked up the win in the Penn Ohio Pro Stock Division. Anthony picked up the win in the Joe's Body Shop and Towing main event. Jim Morris was the feature winner in the Bowers Hill Race Saver Sprint Cars, and Marino Angelichio picked up a very lucrative paycheck for winning the Ron Compton Memorial. We're back at it this week, race fans, at the Big Half Mile, the most coveted piece of real estate in all of Westmoreland County, our Latrobe Speedway, with a big night. It is Bob Sears Memorial Night, again featuring the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Pure Stocks. Listen to this. The Pure Stocks, again, are going to be battling for a $3,000 to win payday. There's contingency monies throughout, including a $100 Fast Qualifier Award, a $100 Hard Charger Award. There's no minimum amount of races for this particular event at Latrobe, so that may draw some interest from Pure Stock drivers from outside the area who match our Latrobe Speedway Pure Stock rules. Either way, it's going to be a thrilling and exciting night As again, if there's one thing we do well at Latrobe, and one thing we're very proud of at Latrobe Speedway, is that we honor and pay tribute to the forefathers and the folks that helped make Latrobe Speedway what it is. We're just carrying on that tradition, and it's an opportunity for us to celebrate and memorialize the great ones from years gone by. The K2 Engineering Crate Late models and the Specialty Metals Modified 4 cylinders. Listen up, folks. This is the last night of points for both the K2 Engineering Crate Late models and the Specialty Metals Modified 4 cylinders, meaning we're going to be crowning point champion Saturday night. Also, for those two divisions, it's going to be a double points night. So if you want anticipation and drama and excitement, because everybody wants to sit at the head of the table. Everybody wants to sit at the championship table at the annual Latrobe Speedway Awards Banquet and Ceremonies. We're going to find out who's going to sit at the head of the table for 2023 from the crates and the Mod 4 cylinders. As I mentioned earlier, the Bob Sears Memorial Pure Stocks, battling for $3,000 to win. That's the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Pure Stocks, of course. We're going to have the Wisneski Waste Removal Pro Stocks. As I mentioned, Brett Utera coming off the win last week. And lastly, the Dean Pollock Hobby Stocks, all in action this coming Saturday. As usual, fans, remember, pit gates will open at 4. Grandstand gates open at 5. Racing, fast Saturday racing will begin at 7 o'clock Saturday evening. Our sponsors and our marketing partners, I should say, we certainly cannot do without. And they've been such a big part of our success and everything about Latrobe Speedway in 2023. So as I always say, when you're in the need for any of the products or services offered by any of these fine businesses or sponsors, please remember to support them. They support us. They support you, great fans and great drivers. As always, Latrobe Glass and Mirror. We want to thank General Carbide, Bowman's Plumbing, Garry's Auto Sales, Porta-John, the Auto Tag Store, Tidal Wave Car Wash with 2 locations in Latrobe and Derry. We want to thank RPM, Rick Potter Motorsports, for being our track parts and fuel supplier each and every Saturday night. A1 Machine and Performance, Seal Tite Paving and Maintenance here in Latrobe, DJS Swag, GVD Powder Coating, and a thank you to Latrobe Billiards. Again, thank you to all of our fine marketing partners. We couldn't do it without you. Well, everyone, I think that's going to do it for another exciting episode from the Speed Shop here in the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Latrobe Speedway podcast. Real quick, thank you and kudos to our friend Candy Koffler. Candy, I want to give you a shout out for taking one of the most remarkable and unbelievable photographs of our Latrobe Speedway last Saturday night. Folks, if you haven't seen it, she took a picture at sunset overlooking the pits, and it is one of the most remarkable and scenic photos you could ever imagine. And we used it in some of our promotional tools. So Candy, thank you very much for giving us the rights and your permission to use that photograph. What a beautiful, beautiful picture you took. And it just captures just how beautiful and scenic Westmoreland County is and our beloved Latrobe Speedway. Remember, fans, always do a good deed for someone, just like bikers helping others. Our good friend Billy Rupert. Put a smile on someone's face, because when you do that, you'll put a smile on your face. So with all that being said, God bless everyone. We will talk to you soon from the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop. See you at Latrobe Speedway this Saturday night. God bless everyone.